Hello my friends. So in this video we're going to be talking about how to make you the highest paid entertainer in your area. Let's go. Not backwards, forwards. I've got my lovely whiteboard again, can you see? So the most important thing that's going to get you the most amount of money is trust. Trust. How trustworthy are you to your clients? Now, I'll put this at the top. It's the most important one. So just imagine your grandmother, who is a dab hand. She's the wheeler and dealer down at the car yard, and she knows exactly what she's doing. She's got a cap on. She's got like gold rings around her neck. She's got like big jewelry, and she is loaded. And the reason why she's loaded is because she knows exactly how to sell cars, and she gets really good deals. Anyway, she comes to you. She's your grandma. She comes to you. All right, darling. All right. But she speaks like this, and a bit of a Del boy, and she says to you,
I have got a Lamborghini out the back, and I'm going to give it to you for $10,000.
yeah, do you want it? It's not hot, you can have it. Now, I just got it for a deal, something like that. Now, if it was your grandma who was the best at this, you would say, I'm going to get the $10,000 because I can sell that for $100,000 like in a day. I don't know how much Lamborghinis are. I have no idea. You would find that money somewhere because you know that the value that you're going to get is 10 times more than $10,000. And that's what the trust bit is. You need to become
Grandma, little old grandma.
who knows what they're doing. So this is how you do it. With your clients, they want to feel that they can trust you. So when you say, oh, get this show, it is the best, they want to believe you. And the only way they're going to believe you is if they know you. And they only know you if you communicate with them. And if you do that, then it's plain sailing. Easiest way is to become a Z-list celebrity in your area. Z-list. Backwards. Because everybody, I don't know about you, but if I could sit down with Robbie Coltrane just for dinner, I'd pay him thousands just to sit there and look at him, because I love Robbie Coltrane. And I trust he wouldn't go and kill me because it's Robbie Coltrane. Everybody knows Robbie Coltrane. If you don't know Robbie Coltrane, it's Hagrid in Harry Potter. They need to be able to like you. So you have to become a likeable person. Some people are going to like you, some people are going to hate you, but as long as the majority like you, then that's okay. That pays the bills. So if they like you and they keep wanting you to come back, you'll feel like part of the furniture. I have, and I'm sure you have as well, parents who'll come up and kiss you and hug you and say, I've got you on speed dial. Too much, but whatever. Now, trust comes in different packages and it always sort of looks the same because we're used to things that we're used to. Does that make sense? For example, if you have a dodgy looking spammy email, bang, you can see it straight away. So you need to make sure that all your emails look beautiful, laid out, so that they can see that you're trustworthy. They're going to give you money before you could turn up to your show. So they need to see that you're going to be worth it. You have to mirror every single way you go. So your website mirrors your emails, mirrors the way you speak on the phone, mirrors your images. All of these things are the shiny package that you sell, just like the Lamborghini package that Grandma's trying to sell you because she's a good old wheeler dealer, and they will buy it. Now imagine you're driving along and you see one of those tents, where they sell the roses, and you see a third of the price off dishwashing soap, and you go in there, and it's true, and they say it's the same stuff you've got in Kmart, which is 3 times the price. Now you're going to go there and you're going to see the packaging and you're going to see the tent, it's a bit disheveled, the man's sitting there, he's got like he's got half his stomach sticking out a little bit, it's unkempt hair like mine, and you're going to think, I'll probably get it from Kmart because Kmart's shiny, it's got a nice big red sign on it and everybody knows Kmart. He can tell you it's the same stuff, but you're not going to believe him. But do you know who you would believe? Somebody who's dressed smartly and looked the part. You're going to believe them because that's how psychologically we're wired as humans. And that leads me into great visuals. Without images, you're not going to be able to sell shows. So you've got to get onto those visuals. And there's different visuals. For example, you need your website visual. So when you have your website, it can either be crazy colours. Hey, I'm a clown. This is what my website's like. I now would not go down that route because it also shows sort of, if you have a look at all the lollipops, playlands and the McDonald's, it's all very colourful. I would now go down, if I were to do my website again, I'd go down the sleek off-white eggshell wedding photography style page, which makes it look amazing. Make sure you get all your website looking beautiful. Don't put any old, Sally's taking a few snaps of backs of heads. Get a professional photographer, because that photographer is going to end up giving you so much more money just because you're using their images. It's going to cost you to get a good photographer, but you're going to get it 10 times back. So it's worth it. Now, what do you do if you don't have the money? You're starting right up and you just don't want to spend $600 or more on a photographer. One, there's loads of people out there who've got a camera who are really wanting just to do fun snaps and get used to it. So hire one of those people, and they're going to be better than you just trying to take photos of yourself when you're doing shows, or mum at the back. Oh, I don't got to take a photo of my kid up there. So yeah, get somebody dedicated to taking photos. They can even do it on their iPhone. Some of the best photos that I have that really sell are from iPhone photos. They've got special things in them. For example, we don't have photos of just me with a magic wand. We have photos of the children having lots of fun. And if you can't get that, if you haven't even got books yet, go on leonardo.ai, make yourself a whole load of random photos or stock photo. Just get a whole load of stock photos. It's not going to be the best, but you need to keep rolling and get that website out there. In your website as well, you need clear packages of what you do, because Dan Kennedy says, a confused mind never buys. So reduce all of that stuff, all of these packages you can add on. Just have 3 packages: silver, gold, platinum. Just take it as those 3 for the moment, and then you can add on bits and pieces. But the reason why you have 3 packages is because you don't want to confuse the buyer into thinking,
I don't understand, I'll go back later.
Because they don't go back later. Things come, and then someone else will phone them up from a different company.
And I had them at our website. They're going to click on, but confuse them.
So just make it nice and simple. And get rid of clutter. So we have been very bad at clutter. Right? If it were me, I would just have hordes of stuff everywhere, constantly, up to the roof of costumes, fairy costumes and hula hoops and stuff. But I realise now that's not the way to go. Get rid of the clutter on your website so it's clean. Now look at Gordon Ramsay. Every time he goes into Hotel Nightmares or those other things that he does, he always says, what's all this? Why is there 12 pages of menu? And they always say, oh, just to give variety. And he says, get rid of all that. You've got 7 dishes, and it's usually chicken parmigiana, some sort of soup of the day. It's always the same thing. Fish and chips. It's always the same thing. That is what you're going to be, just to make sure that you get the most amount of money for the least amount of time. We're busy people. Don't be doing all of this extra stuff, and it's going to confuse our buyer. And then they go, websites. I hate websites. I hate websites. So you need to go. Good website, a great website. Now, what is a great website? It is not a mobile friendly website. 80% of my sales now come through mobile. I don't know why. I'm always on my desktop, so I'm not sure why. But everybody here is scrolling like this, and they'll choose somebody who they can just click on and book, because everything's about convenience now. Now, there's a difference. There is a mobile friendly website and a mobile compatible website. This one is rubbish. This one just means that everything shrinks down, hardly doesn't work. There's things off everywhere. You need to make this website here, this mobile site, a lot different than your desktop site. So it has different icons on it, which are easy to see for the viewer, so then when they're scrolling through. That's really important. In the desktop version that I have, my contact details are around here somewhere, and on my mobile site we have 2 big buttons: call now, inquire now, right at the top, so that no one can see it. And do you know what happens when they scroll down? I only recently found this, and I found this on it was a plumbing website. I thought, this is genius. You don't ever want to lose those call now and inquire. So what you do is something called a floating menu, and you scroll up and it stays there, like in Excel. You can actually do it with websites. Oh my goodness, how are these people so clever? And on the mobile and desktop, you also need to make sure that you can easily navigate. So if you're getting lost on your own website, which I do a lot because my website's old, then you need to have a good old clean out, get rid of all of that stuff, and get somebody from Upwork or somewhere just to go in and get rid of it. Another thing about websites, make sure that it loads fast. Just check. There's a thing, I'll put it on the link below so that you can see, and you can do a test, see how fast your website actually loads on mobile and on desktop. Because we've all been there, you think, oh, that's been 0.5 of a second, I can't bother now. Beep. Now the contact details, and most importantly the phone number, because you want them to call you to get that connection so that they trust you, have to be at the top of the fold. So the fold, I'm sure a lot of you know this, but I've got a mobile phone, it's without scrolling, so it comes on and that's above the fold. Same like in the newspaper when they used to fold it over like this part here is above the fold, so that people can literally see it and see your contact details without having to open up the newspaper and without having to open up the, scroll down to try and find it. That's really important too. Now for your shows, I love shows, but I'm rubbish at this. Music. I take any old music and I just stuff it in, but it's really important to even just have music. I do have music all through my show, but it could be better. And so we will go through that in another video. But music here, it evokes emotion, atmosphere. And if you've got a bunch of children that are looking at you like this, which happens even if you're doing the best show ever, you can hide it by having amazing music in the background and saying this, oh, this is the best party ever, woohoo! And you're becoming the entertainment and the energy. So drown that dead silence out. If you're a balloon twister or face painter, I strongly recommend that you bring your own wireless speaker and put it there next to you. Just give some sort of atmosphere as well. Probably not in a shopping centre because they've got other music. You don't want to be clashing on music. But if you're in a park, when you turn that off and you hear the silence, you're like, oh my goodness, it's weird. It's spooky. So make sure you have one of those. It'll make your face painting and your balloon twisting 10 times better. Isn't that bizarre?
Like me.
Then you have your microphone. This, I actually went down once all the way to the Gold Coast, which is an hour from my house, and I didn't have my microphone with me. So I did an Uber, and then I got my partner to leave it in an Uber and drive it all the way down. That's how important it is. To do a really good show, you need a microphone. One, you need to look professional, and there's nothing better than looking like Madonna. La la la. Holiday, celebrate. Rubbish. Holiday. As soon as you put it on, people don't normally see it. So as soon as you have it around your lips, even if it's not turned on, they think,
Hey, look at that lady. She's a professional.
and I even use it even if I've got only 5 children or 3 children in front of me, because it's more about the look of being professional rather than what it does. From 5 children to 500 children, I have that thing on all the time. Also, when you're balloon twisting and face painting, you just fade into the background because nobody knows that you're there. I will turn it down a bit just so they don't hear me all out. But when I'm doing it, I turn it down and I keep it on because I want them to feel that I'm there. They've paid a lot of money for me to turn up to their parties, and they want to be able to hear at least where I am. And also, if you've got a voice like mine, it strains. So if you've done 4 or 5 shows, the other day I did 5 shows. It was so tiring. I'm 45 years old now. I don't know if I can do that anymore. But by the 5th show, I lost my voice. And when you lose your voice and you're doing puppet work, the puppet loses his voice. And because the puppet's usually got an up voice, hello, how you doing? How you doing? You can't go up with a no voice. Really important. Get a microphone. I'm tight with all my money, but I would never skimp on a microphone. Okay, so now we've got, not that one, hide that from you. Now we've got placement. So this is about how you place yourself in your market, in your industry. I recommend don't bargain bucket list yourself because you're worth more. At least you hope you're worth more than that. So when you go down the street and you look along the street that's all the cars are lined up for the birthday party, just think, are these Teslas? Are these BMWs? Are these the people that like to spend money? And if they are, you're in the right place. Well done. People get turned off by price in either direction. So try and stay at the top one, because people who love to spend money and have money, and it doesn't really mean as much to them as it would to somebody else, then they want to spend their money, especially on their child's birthday. It's some sort of like good juju's that they're being a good parent. And I know that because I feel like the same thing. So if you're too cheap, you're not going to get booked by those higher paying clients. And really, the difference between you and another person, if you think that you could get up there, is probably just a costume, really, honestly, and some pretty props, because you can always work on your performance of your show, even at home. So we've only got 2 more of these, and I know that I've got some really cool videos that are going to help you if you like doing children's entertaining and making money from children's entertaining. So if you like those, click on the link below, and I will send you all the videos that I have as they come in weekly. Advertising, paid or unpaid. I recommend doing both of those, paid advertising and the sort of social media. But I know some people who just talk about how they're going to put some posts up on social. I'm going to tell you, between you and me, don't tell anyone else, that in every month we probably get about 2 people coming up from social media. If I relied just on social media and organic social media, I'd be as poor as a church mouse. I know paid advertising is expensive, but it reaches the right audience that are for you. They just don't know where you are yet. And you've got to, sometimes people just go around at a big days like this, and you're shouting, hello, I'm your entertainer. I'm here, over here. And they need about 12 times to see it on Facebook or Google, just so you can see it. And I can see that because you can see that literally the analytics of how many times they've come back to the website. Sometimes it takes them 3 years to come back. One, because they haven't got any money, or because they've got 4 kids and they've got to split all the money up. All these various things. So you've got to keep on top of telling them about you, because if you don't remind them, I can't even remember my kids' names sometimes. And that's my own kids. So they're not going to remember your name. If you're going to go down the posting route, yes, posting is okay. Some memes and things like that. I don't do any of my own posting. I get a virtual assistant to do that because it's cheap, it's easy, it doesn't bring any work in. But I tell you what will bring in work in: if you do a rap about your hometown, and how to get a kids' party in your hometown with some hometown different words in there. I'm going to be doing that just to see how it goes, and then you can see it. And if I'm rubbish, laugh at me.
Wow, you're rubbish.
And if I'm good, you follow along. The final one of my 7 is just an added one, an added bonus. Is this a job to you, or is it a hobby? It can be both to you. You're going to act differently if it's a job or a hobby. And it's okay if you just want to do it a hobby. In fact, you'll probably be happier if it's just a hobby. I'm being honest. And just go out and do it with your friends. You don't have all the pressure of it. But if you want this as a job and you want to grow that business, then I really recommend that you look at it as a job. So instead of the show part that you're focusing on and getting better at face painting, or I can do 17 million balloons, instead of that, you actually work out how to do the Facebook advertising, the Google advertising, and just basically looking shiny and new and like a Z-list celebrity in your area, so that people are literally begging down your door to give you their money, because they want you at their party, not some other person who's dressed up as a fairy or a pirate. They want you. And it doesn't matter how old you are, fat, thin you are, because you and I both know that we like people. I like Robbie Coltrane. Well, he's dead. I love Robbie Coltrane. People like you for the person that you are and how you make them feel about a connection, so they fall in love with you. Have a look at my next video, which is how to make money grow from money trees. I kid you not, it is a tree. Have a look at it. You can make your own money tree, and it comes out of your business. Tree, 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 tree.